Welcome to the NEPA Scene Podcast. We're coming to you live from Cole Creative in downtown Wilkes-Barre. I'm Rich Howells. I'm the founder and editor of NEPA Scene.
I am John Popko for Time Shamrock Communications for Rock 107, ESPN Radio, and Alt 92.1. Do I have to keep doing it?
Absolutely.
I'm also the Saturday night host of Alt Natives on Alt 92.1. At 9 o'clock, we play an hour of the best local music in NEPA.
So if you're a local band, you should contact this guy.
If you didn't yet, altnatives at alt921.com. Send it.
Tonight we're here with Scranton comedian and filmmaker Bobby Keller, who founded the NEPA Horror Film Festival, and our special guest, Satan.
Klato Barakta Nikta.
Satan is going to answer your questions about hell. Bobby Keller will answer your questions about the NEPA Film Festival, and we're here to talk about that festival, which is at the Iron Horse Movie Bistro in downtown Scranton tomorrow. We're also going to talk about indie horror films. He's also an indie filmmaker, so we're going to talk about that as well. Making horror films on a shoestring budget. Last year, Bobby had some interesting run-ins with some cool celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
From the last festival, so we'll talk a little bit about that as well.
Not as cool as him.
What kind of films will be at this event. And as he just found out this morning, the event sold out, so we're going to be giving away the 2 last tickets to the event tonight. So if you really want to go, you cannot get them at the door. You can only get them by tuning in right now and talking to us. So if you do want those tickets, let us know in the comments down below and ask us any questions or anything that you want, and we'll get to those throughout the interview. But first, we do have some beer to drink.
Well, if it's sold out, we could just wrap it up now, right?
Right, yeah. No need to promote, right?
I had to cancel a radio interview tomorrow morning. I'm like, I messaged them. I'm like, there's really no point in me going on the air and saying, hey, I'm doing this event and you can't come. So,
Right.
So I was like, maybe we can do that next year. I don't have to get up early now.
So thank God we have tickets.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
No, don't say that word. No.
Oh, right.
Oh,
right.
okay. I might have to leave.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
Oh, see, you keep doing it.
We have beer, though.
Yeah,
You can't go to the show, but we can have beer. You can watch us drink it.
that's true. So our sponsor is Beer Boys in Wilkes-Barre, which is only just a few blocks from here. They have 72 beers on tap, including 24 from Pennsylvania breweries, and we're going to try some of those from local breweries as well as national breweries as well tonight. So what do we have this week?
Well, we have A Little Heaven by Two Roads Brewing Company in Connecticut, Holla Colada by Rivertown Brewing Company in PA, and Raz the Roof by Susquehanna Brewing Company in Pittston. And I feel like we had the Holla Colada, didn't we?
Either that or something very similar to it.
Maybe it was similar.
Yeah, I think it was something similar.
But
SBC has really good pumpkin beer.
they do.
They
I always
do.
stare at it. One day.
One of the few that I actually
One
enjoy.
day, sweetie. No, it looks really good.
Yeah. So I wanted to try Raz the Roof
All right.
very badly.
We'll start that first then?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so this is the Susquehanna Brewing's signature light and crisp ale brewed with fresh raspberries.
All right.
Can't beat that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's boozing?
Speaking of that.
Beat a raspberry.
And Satan, I brought you some whiskey. If you would like some.
Oh, hail you.
There it is.
I approve.
All right, cool. While I have you, I also wanted to thank you for how much great music that you've inspired over the years.
I appreciate it. I don't get enough recognition for stuff. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. It seems everybody thanks God for everything, but they never thank Satan, especially for metal music.
Mm-hmm.
And the Golden Girls theme.
Yes.
Hail you. Klato Barakta.
I guess we could fill them up since Brittany is not here again.
That's true.
Who's Brittany?
I think she sold her
She's-
soul to you.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I got to check my list.
She was a co-host here, but is no longer. I mean, we have to have a 3 strikes you're out rule, right?
well, you got to give her a break because she's got to fill in for me when I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's-
done when I'm on maternity leave.
Yeah.
Just texting you right now. Did you just put me on blast? On the air?
Probably.
I'm
She's
going on-
tuned in, but she won't. She won't. Come in. We also want to give a shout out to one of our other sponsors, the Keys in downtown Scranton. This Thursday is their open mic. Friday is the Scranton singer-songwriter Patrick McGlynn is releasing his new album Battle Scars. So he'll be playing songs from that as well as a Tom Petty tribute set. And Saturday is a Hurricane Relief Show with the Cryptid, Kali Ma and the Garland of Arms, E57, and Stay Loud. We also want to shout out to the Kirby Center. They have Halloween movie screenings on October 13th. So if you can't go to this show,
Bastards.
you can go to some other movies
One step ahead.
on there. Let's see. Arlo Guthrie is October 27th. Evil Dead the Musical on October 30th, which I'm really looking forward to. Bleachers on November 2nd.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
It's coming up quick.
Jesus.
And they made some cool announcements recently, including Alice Cooper, Power Rangers Live, Cabinet, and the Oak Ridge Boys. So check out our website, nepascene.com, for any details on those. Oh, do we have comments about Power Rangers Live?
No, a comment about Alice Cooper and Power Rangers Live being the same show. Opening act.
That would be amazing.
I would go to see that.
Definitely.
Wait, when is Alice Cooper playing?
Not till March.
March.
Can I say
yeah.
that again? Not squeaky. When is Alice Cooper playing?
I think
March.
March 20th, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
I'll
it's
go to that.
a little while
Wow,
yet.
right?
And I think Power Rangers is next year as well. It'd be cool to see him like grow at the end, like the monster always does, and then fight the Megazord.
I think I
that
would
be-
hate that. Now that I think about it, I would hate that.
We also want to plug Loyalty Barbershop and Shave Parlor, which
Brian Craig just shaved my head.
that's right. We have some happy customers.
James Simon did my hair.
Did he do this? Shave the horn.
Yeah.
You might have filed them a little. I don't remember. I can't keep track of all the people I know.
And Male Pattern Baldness did my hair.
That's why I went to Loyalty. That's why I wear a hat.
They have locations in Scranton, Archibald, as well as a new shop in Wilkes-Barre on South Main Street, where the old Cafe Metro used to be. So
What do you think of that beer?
this is pretty solid. It definitely has a very fresh raspberry taste, I would say.
One of 72 beers on tap. At Beer
72.
Boys, North Washington Street, Wilkes-Barre. Don't
You're
forget.
you're so good at plugging.
Yeah, you know. You're paying the bills.
All right, so let's get into horror movies. Bobby, what was your introduction to horror?
As far back as I could remember, probably watching Night of the Living Dead with my father at a very young age. I remember Karen Cooper, the character, scaring the shit out of me. I wasn't scared till I went to bed that night. I think I was in preschool. I was very young. That, getting into George Romero at a young age, and probably Pet Sematary and Stephen King's It, the made-for-TV one, would be my earliest memories of horror movies.
Since you brought it up, I know you're probably one of the few that seems to not like the remake that they just did. Was there
Well,
a particular reason that stood out?
I
to
wouldn't
you?
call it a remake, a film adaptation of a novel.
That's true.
But it fucking sucks.
I liked it.
I fucking hated it. It's just Stranger Things with a clown. They're cashing in on 80s nostalgia and
That's
what's
true. That's true.
and I don't understand why they spent so much money. Well, why did they even hired an actor to play Pennywise? The whole thing was CGI.
Right.
I mean, I feel like he could have done a really good job, and they could have used. They claim they use practical effects, but it's so, just all you see is the CGI the whole time.
Right.
That's what I saw anyway. But I know a lot of people that really loved it, and I respect that. But if you ask me how I feel, I'm going to say that I despised every second of it. What did you think?
I did not see it. I heard you say.
Devil are you?
I heard you said it sucks. I'm like, if Bobby knows best.
Satan said that.
Did you see it?
I did not.
Please
yet.
call me Beelzebub.
No, I wanted
Bob
I
for
wanted
short.
to.
I thought. I'm not looking at it the way you do, probably. So I mean, it was it was what it was. I like the small twist they made on it, but
I went in with an open mind. I wanted to enjoy it. It wasn't like I went and said, "Ooh, Tim Curry's the only Pennywise." I don't feel that at all. I feel like anybody can play that character. Nobody owns him. What else? I just recently read the novel. I mean, it was hard not to compare it to that, but obviously after a while, it seemed like they took little bits from it, like, oh, we got this street name, now we're just going to go and do our own thing.
Right.
So that's what it seemed like. It wasn't, I don't know.
More
I didn't like it.
references than an adaptation per se.
Yeah.
But you're a hardcore horror fan. I mean,
I dabble.
You've been to a lot of conventions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've done that kind of thing. Tell us a little bit about the horror community in general and the people that are into those types of movies.
I feel like they're the greatest fans in the world of anything. They're just the most diehard, especially with films. Like, if you do a horror film festival, you're going to get a big turnout, whereas if you were doing, like, premiering your new drama short film, you're not going to, I don't know. I just feel like it draws more. The same thing as, like, punk rock or metal.
Right.
In that aspect.
Yeah, there's a certain diehard fan base that'll kind of follow that stuff anywhere.
And it's great, like going to like Chiller or Monster Mania in New Jersey, you're just surrounded, like you feel like you're the only person in your town that's into these movies, and then you're just surrounded by 50 versions of yourself.
Now, have you ever attended any of those types of conventions?
I've attended some of Bobby's events.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there. I hide in the darkness. I don't like mortals to see me much.
So
That's
you weren't at my church picnic?
No, not the church picnic.
No.
Nah.
Speaking of church, didn't you have a story about getting here today?
There's some sort of a church in the corner of the square, some sort of a gathering thing.
Yeah.
Gathering of the Juggalos.
I did not want to disturb the locals, so I parked in a back alley. I felt more comfortable there.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I would think if Satan is anywhere, he's in a back alley in Wilkes-Barre, I would imagine.
Yes.
I'm pretty surprised. The local homeless don't beg for change around here.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah,
Did they not think you would give something? I mean, you're well dressed.
yeah,
so
I
you would think
have
that-
a few bucks to spare.
Right.
They just ran away.
See, that's I think you're just misunderstood.
Kids like me though. The kids were like waving to me. I saw a few kids.
Well, you know they're going to grow up to be good people.
Yes.
Probably politicians.
Hail you.
But in terms of why did you want to do a horror film festival? Like that started. This is the third year, so take us back to the first one.
Well, it would go back to probably 2012 is when I made my first feature-length horror film, and I had done multiple local screenings of that, and then I was approached in 2015 to play it again it was originally Barton Irby's, but we switched it to River Street Jazz Cafe, and I think I was just sick of my own movie at that point, and I knew it would be closer to Halloween, and I wanted to do something for people to do for Halloween, like a Halloween event.
Right.
And I didn't want to be the main focus of it. And I thought, well, why don't I put together a film festival? And then the number 13, and I thought, all right, I'll get 13 short films together, and that's what the theme will be.
Good number. Yes. Yes. I approve.
And from there, there were some technical disasters. Like we didn't know what we were doing, but it was a free event. And then from there, we ended up doing it the following year at Ale Mary's, and I wanted to, sort of like how Monster Mania or Chiller is, make it sort of like a mini horror convention and not just a film festival. So I had one of my heroes growing up, from Joe Bob Briggs from TNT Monster Vision. I had him, he was just going to sign autographs, but he wanted to host the festival and write the drive-in totals that he did, and that was just incredible. I don't want to say a dream come true, but it's a pretty fucking awesome thing.
Yeah, it's huge.
And then the other guests were just the two girls I had crushes on growing up in horror movies, Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp and Lisa Gay from The Toxic Avenger, 2 and 3, not the first one.
Hail you.
Now, did you ever watch Monster Vision or any of that stuff?
No, I haven't. No.
That's how I found out about a lot of horror movies, was from just watching TNT on a Saturday night. That's the first time I saw The Warriors. That's not a horror movie, but he introduced me to one of my favorite movies of all time, and that was the first time I saw that. And I remember he talked about Jaws the Revenge a lot. Let's talk about Jaws the Revenge.
I barely remember it.
Do you know sharks?
Well, I live around them. There's a lot of sharks in hell. People are afraid of sharks. What are you laughing at?
A shark
Keep
in
it up.
hell.
Yeah, there's lots of sharks in hell. There's
Why
Wait.
do sharks go to
There-
hell?
there's-
I heard this.
I
Is
conjure
this
'em.
true?
I conjure them.
Do all snakes go to hell?
No. Just
Okay,
the bad
okay.
ones.
Bad snakes. So there's good snakes?
Yes.
So there's snakes in heaven?
There might be.
Good. I just wanted to know.
Let's see. There's dragons. There's spiders.
Spiders go to hell?
Well, I conjure them. I like to freak people out.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that are scared of spiders, and bats, and snakes. I like to scare assholes. Be nice to me, Bobby.
I'm nice to you. I brought you here.
Yeah.
I brought you to this planet.
Hell you.
I can send you back.
Yeah, well,
Buy you that
I'm
suit.
going to hide the runestone.
You didn't bring a Necronomicon with you, did you?
I didn't know. It's on the bus. I left my Necronomicon on the bus. Gotta stop doing that. Leaving the Necronomicon on the bus.
It happens.
Mm-hmm. And then you call the bus company like, there's no book. There's no book on the bus.
Did you describe it?
Yes.
Bound in
That might-
flesh. Yeah.
Inked in human blood.
Yeah.
Now, do they sing that in Evil Dead the musical?
They like pretty much make a song out of everything. from
Have
what
you
I
seen
saw.
it before?
Just stuff online.
Mhm.
I haven't seen it in person yet.
Cool.
But like the soundtrack and stuff is out there, and it's like it seems like they pretty much adapt the whole thing, except they sing most of it.
Mhm.
You know, it looks fun, and they combine all three movies too.
Oh, jeez.
So there's little bits of each one in there.
Mm-hmm.
But Bruce Campbell approves, so it must be decent.
Hail Bruce.
Stephen King approved of the new It.
That's true.
And George Romero made Diary of the Dead.
Yeah, how about George Romero passing away?
I'm still not over it.
That kills me.
Mm-hmm.
I met him a few years ago at a convention.
I met him you were there.
Yeah,
it was
it was
at
the same
Saturday
one.
Nightmares. I remember I saw you outside. You had a Dawn of the Dead shirt on.
Yeah.
Like the Italian poster one. I remember
Right.
that.
Yeah, I still have that shirt.
Yeah, that was really cool. I wish they kept doing that. They only did it 2 years. I went the next year, Saturday Nightmares, and they did Return of the Living Dead reunion. They had who else was there? Maybe Sleepaway Camp, but it didn't last very long, only 2 years. But the one with George Romero was awesome.
And George, I think, has a lot of Pennsylvania roots that people maybe around here don't recognize and stuff. Like a lot of
Mhm.
people were surprised. Like they mentioned in one of his later movies, he had mentioned Scranton and
Mhm.
like very briefly, and people were like, why did he do that? And it's
Yeah.
because all his stuff takes place in Pennsylvania for the most part.
Mhm. Yeah, a huge percentage, aside from like Two Evil Eyes and Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
There might be some others I'm missing. But I know like Night Dawn, The Crazies, Martin. I'm gonna shut up. Romero talk.
I think we had a few comments. Ray Mione wants those
Tell him to
tickets.
shut up.
Hail Ray, hail you Ray.
Tell
Mayoni
me
mosh pits.
Well, you
You
said
tell him he can't have tickets because he spelled Pet Cemetery wrong.
you said you had like your idols at your show.
Mhm.
How did you go about like getting them to come?
Just the internet. It was surprisingly pretty easy. Joe Bob Briggs, I just got in touch with his manager, and we went from there. I think it was through his Facebook page, and she ran it, and I started talking to her through that. Felissa Rose, Nico, that ran Phantom Fest, he hooked me up with her because he's good friends with her.
Okay.
And I originally contacted him first. I'm like, hey, you did Phantom Fest and you had like 30 or 40 guests.
Right.
I'm thinking about having like Felissa Rose, or I forget who else I mentioned. It was between Felissa Rose and some girl from Halloween 5. And I'm like, we'll go with Felissa Rose.
Yeah.
And then Lisa Gay, I think I just got in touch with her on my own. We originally had Beverly Bonner from Basket Case was going to come, but we had to cancel her appearance. I'd like to have her come for something else. But yeah, just it was easy, just using the internet, getting in touch, and with Felissa it was just contacts.
Right.
So, but otherwise I searched them out like a creep.
What were they like? Did anything stand out at the event in terms of any stories to tell, or funny moments or anything like that?
It seemed like they all had a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people that attended have stories, but I was just running my ass off the whole time. Like,
Right.
I just remember having a panic attack. Just rushing around, having so much to do, and going outside and smoking. We were so focused on having the guests that we didn't realize that there was a problem with the sound. And we played 13 movies in the back room of Ale Mary's through computer speakers because the PA broke. So I thought about just shooting myself in front of the audience. This is a horror movie for you. But no, people had fun and it worked out. So
I guess it's a pretty big deal that you went, Jazz Cafe, Ale Mary's, and now you're in a movie theater.
yeah, that's a huge step, and I think it'll just improve the mood of the whole film festival, because at bars you have to deal with the bar crowd. Like, not everybody is there for your film festival, so
Right.
you have to deal with people making noise. And then at Ale Mary's, it wasn't bad at first, but then they added a game room, so we had to deal with hearing college kids screaming and playing pool, because we used to have this metal door we can close, and then we had to keep it open for the gamers. Yo, let's go play some games at Ale Mary's.
Some of them don't like spiders, Bobby. I'll take care of that.
Oh, there's lots of spiders at Ale
Yeah?
Mary's. Just kidding.
That's what I did.
I'm the
night.
only spider at Ale Mary's.
And how did that kind of happen?
I just contacted them as soon as I saw that they opened, and I saw what they're all about, like having the bar and the reclining chairs. I was like, that is exactly the venue that I need. So I went and spoke to them, got in touch with Phoenix Theaters at first. They approved the event, and then I went and had a couple meetings with the general manager, and we got everything going from there. So, yeah.
That's neat.
It's cool as a new theater that they're open to doing events like that and stuff too.
Yeah, it seems like they want to support a lot of local things, which is great. So, I mean, if this goes well, I'd love to do other things in the future. Not only just horror themed, but just anything really.
Right. We had a question from Dan Weller. Said, did you pass on Danielle Harris?
No, that would be cool though.
If you had
No,
her, I think you would.
It was the girl that plays the cop's father, maybe? Or no, it's the girl in Halloween 5 that gets killed in the barn.
Okay.
So no, if it, Danielle Harris, that would have been amazing.
He said he wants those tickets, so
Oh,
we'll put him in the running.
You passed a good one.
Stop passing good
This
ones.
one there.
Yeah. What does that say? I can't read it.
Is it from you?
Oh, Mr. Hirsch.
Yes.
Says that he loves John Popko, whoever that is, and how he stays humble about having his own radio show. Let's see.
Brittany Boot.
Shelley asks, is Satan on any dating apps?
Yes.
Ouija
Well,
board.
my name is Lucifer. You could call me Louie. What's her name?
Shelley.
Shelley. I'm on. Let's see.
He's got a cigar now. Where the hell did that come from?
I conjure it. Now, let's see. I'm on Tinder as Louie. I'm on OkCupid as Louie. Even though Cupid, I'm having beef with Cupid right now.
Yeah,
Is he
that's
okay?
that's got to be a little awkward.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I deal with them sometimes. And I'm a manager, so I deal with people.
Right.
I manage a comedian, Russell Austin.
I heard he has a show coming up too.
Yeah. Yes.
He's on dating sites too.
He's on. I think he's on some. But yes, Saturday he's going to be at the Irish Wolf,
Oh, okay.
and then next Saturday he's going to be at the Keys.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The Irish Wolf Pub, that is one of the 7 portals of hell, right? If I'm not mistaken. The bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, definitely that bathroom.
Bobby, I can't believe you said that. Shut up, Pete.
And Russell's going to be on there with Chris Freed, who's been on Fox News. He's been on Conan O'Brien. And he's wrote sketch for Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's awesome. So that should be a good show.
Yep, Russell owes me. He owes me.
Fox News and hell, they go together.
And no,
Yeah, you-
Angelia, he's not drinking craft beer. He is drinking whiskey.
Hold that up, Satan.
Hail, Rich Howells. Hail you. Cheers, my brother.
I only drink beer from Beer Boys.
Cheers. Cheers.
72 beers on tap. North Washington Street, Wilkes-Barre.
Normally I drink gasoline.
I drink Ghostbuster blood.
Hail you.
Ecto Cooler.
Yes. No, Ray's blood.
It is. Brittany Booth did say something. She did
What'd
say.
you say?
She said hi.
Where are you?
Right.
That was the joke, Brittany, that you would not be here, but you would be.
Put me
You would
on
be
blast.
commenting.
Why didn't she say put me
which
on
she is.
blast?
And Joe Craig complimented your horns. Say they go well with your suit.
Don't stare too hard. You'll get horny.
You know what? The word horror is hard to say.
Horror?
To not be confused with whore.
Right.
Horror.
Horror is it's like you really have to like make it a point.
Well, if
Horror.
if you
I have
Google
2
horror
points.
movie, you're going to get very different
Horror
results.
I approve of
Sometimes they're
both.
both the same. Pennywise was a whore in the new It. Shaking his ass. That doesn't happen.
The Iron Horse Movie Bistro actually commented.
Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah, show's
Just get
canceled.
the fuck out.
Oh, shit. What did they say?
Show's off.
Oh, no.
Sold out show is no longer happening at the Iron Horse Movie Bistro in Scranton.
Okay, they can refund everything.
Yes, come, Brittany. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
We can't wait to host you guys tomorrow and look forward to a great relationship with the NEPA Horror Film Fest.
Awesome. I love them. They're great to work with.
And one of our movie reviewers went and did a review when they first opened, just about the place in general, and just was really impressed by it.
Yeah, it's a
I
big
went-
improvement, especially if you went to the theater before that. Oh, jeez.
Anything would have been an improvement over what was there.
Weird
but...
Al got harassed by like 14-year-old kids there. I'm not even kidding. Mike Ancarani used to work there, and Weird Al, when he played in Wilkes-Barre, I think he just hung out in Scranton for a couple days.
Yeah.
And he was trying to watch a movie, and little kids were running into the theater and like yelling white and nerdy lyrics. He was cool about it, but he told Mike that it was happening.
Wow.
Why would you harass Weird Al?
Why wouldn't you?
Because
Good
Weird
point.
Al is awesome.
He is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I have like 4 of his CDs at least.
Yeah.
But
Which ones?
Oh, I could. The one with
You definitely have Running with Scissors.
With the Amish Paradise.
That's
Yeah.
okay. So I have that one. I have
Yeah.
the one with he's.
Dare to Be Stupid is really good.
Which one's
Yes.
that? I can tell you the album covers.
It's his face, and maybe he's in outer space.
Yeah.
There's that. I had that one in 3D on cassette tape when I was younger. Dare to Be Stupid. I think it has I Want a New Duck on it.
Okay. Well, I have the one with
just wanted
the
to say that.
Jurassic Park cover.
Oh, okay.
I have that one.
Yep.
And I have the one him dressed as Michael Jackson. Is that one?
Yes. The one that's fat.
Fat.
Oh, okay.
Which would probably be not approved these days. Like that would probably looked at like you can't sing about being fat.
Well, I think he got Michael Jackson was in on that whole joke, and he was cool about it. He actually let him even shoot the music video in the same place that he did.
Imagine Michael
Pretty
Jackson
cool.
laughing at that video like really hard.
But I hear what you're saying about being too PC or
Yeah.
whatever. You can't. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to probably do that
Wouldn't
today.
fly,
without-
yeah.
You say he's
If
fat.
you get
shaming
offended
or
by
something.
Weird Al, go fuck yourself.
Like one of those
I
least
agree.
offensive people
I
on the
agree.
planet.
Well, I mean, yeah, whatever.
No, I know what you're saying though, and I can see people protesting that song.
Right?
now. We're proud.
I'm not ashamed to say that I have his entire discography.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Play a song.
And his movie UHF.
There
Oh,
was
it's so good. That's
Oh,
the
I love that
funniest-
movie.
Probably my top
Underrated.
Yeah.
5 comedies.
there was
Definitely top 10.
when I was in junior high. There was this girl that I liked a lot. She was a grade above me, so she was in 8th grade. I was in 7th grade, and he had that song called Melanie.
Yeah.
Her name was Melanie, and it was perfect. It was like, "Why won't you go out with me?" It was like my song. Like, that's funny. Here you go. Little embarrassing story from me.
That's all right. We're all about embarrassing stories. Saint, do you have any embarrassing stories? I'd imagine after
Yeah, like when they-
centuries.
They threw you out of heaven.
Oh,
How was that?
yeah. Hey, let me back. Come on. Come on. Come on. Just got to keep bugging someone.
I thought God was forgiving. Come on. I mean, it's been long enough. I think you should get over it by now.
Well,
I don't know. Read
Well,
Revelations.
in
I don't trust him.
in mortal times, eternity seems like a long time,
Right.
but it's only like an hour in demon times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Should be a magazine.
I was
Demon
going to say
Time.
newspaper, the Demon Times.
Let's
I would read
let's
that.
talk about the films that you have in the festival. Now, there's 13 again this year. Now they're from all over. They're not just local.
Yeah, I wanted more local submissions, but I use Film Freeway for filmmakers to submit, and we have national, international, and a few local. We have an animated one by Kyle Reber, Sam Valenti from Wilkes-Barre, who lives in Philly now. This is his third year in a row submitting a short,
Okay.
and they range from satire to straight up horror to more artsy. And there's I think there's 2 animated ones. Yeah, there's 2 animations, and it runs. Last year, I actually took the advice of Joe Bob Briggs, because last year it ran like 4 hours or 4.5 hours, because technically I think a short film can be 35 minutes long. So I played like 3 20-minute shorts in a row, and people were getting bored. So he said, "Why don't you knock it down and like have a limit?" So we did, the maximum is
okay.
13 minutes this year, so it's more smooth.
Yeah.
There's still some longer ones. I think the longest one is 21 minutes.
Okay.
I let them go because it was a good movie. They asked me.
So you obviously watched all of them.
Yeah, I was one of the judges.
Oh, okay. So you always see other people watching these too, to kinda, judge based on
Yeah,
quality.
I
And
can't do it by myself
everything.
because it would just all be Fright Night over and over again.
I would be totally okay with that.
Yeah, maybe one day we can do that. That is a cool shirt.
Thank you. I would imagine it's tough to get the rights to a lot of those, like to show those types of the bigger movies and stuff.
It's not that difficult, but it is expensive. You'd have to make sure you know that you're getting people, because I've paid to screen movies because I do everything legally, and we've had I did a screening of Boarding House when I did a shot on video tribute night, and I paid for the rights to screen it that night, and we had a really good turnout. And then I showed a more recent horror film. I won't say the name of it, but I paid $200 to screen a movie, and I think 4 people showed up. So I'm like, okay,
Ouch.
I'm done doing I was doing a film festival, a monthly screening at Ale Mary's, and this was February.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can't get people to come out for horror movies in February, so I'm just going to stick with October
Right.
and make sure everything goes right in October. So I don't think there's going to be any more. Like we had Fred Vogel from Toe Tag in January. That was cool. We have, I think about 30 or 40 people came, but they were all diehard fans of him, so it was worth the while for him and his wife to drive from Pittsburgh.
That's cool.
That was a cool night.
Now, when you're doing these types of, I don't know if people realize all the stuff that goes into the planning and putting it together and stuff like that. Can you talk a little bit about what it takes to put events like these together? It's not just something that pops up overnight.
Well, finding the right venue, which I think I hopefully finally, I don't see why there'd be any problems. Doing it in a bar, I learned from that. I got somewhat of a following. People knew that we were doing shows at Ale Mary's. Last year we had a huge turnout, and I think a lot of that, I was worried that a lot of that had to do with the celebrity guests and not so much the films, but this morning when I woke up and saw that the show was sold out, that proved me wrong, that people are interested in coming out, sitting in a theater, relaxing, having a few drinks and food, and just watching 13 independently made horror films, which is awesome. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you think having it at the theater limits the number you can have in attendance? Or is that it's a good problem to have? Right?
We sold out an entire theater, so I mean, maybe we can look into doing it in 2 different theaters next year, or doing 2 separate screenings in the same theater. Maybe have like a 7 o'clock and then a 9 o'clock if there is that much of an interest. I didn't think. I mean, I'm always hard on myself though. I didn't think it was going to sell out, and now I'm kind of shocked. It's in a very good way. It's very exciting that people are interested.
How many tickets is sell out?
There's 88 seats altogether.
Cool.
So I think that's their biggest theater.
Those are they have the super nice seats and everything too.
Yeah.
So it's actually going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. They recline.
Have you seen any movies lately, Satan? Anything that stuck out to you?
Let's see. I've been busy torturing souls, so
right.
haven't had time.
Now, do you make home movies of that? You know, to kind of watch later and enjoy, or is that something that you're just too busy to do?
I could travel through time, so.
Oh well, yeah, I guess.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Time and space doesn't matter to me.
Oh, all right. Jeez, I should have known that. It's a learning experience for all of us tonight.
Time and space, only mortals are bound to it.
Is Russell immortal?
No, actually, he's the new Ragnarok. Yeah, I had to get rid of the old one because, you know, the end of the world was supposed to come up.
Right.
He wants to see Zach Hammond's recording.
Oh, okay.
It was on the same day. So he took off. I fired him. So I hired Russell. He's the new Ragnarok.
So is he going to be in the new Thor movie then, as a result of that?
Who's
'Cause
Zach
that's also-
Hammond?
Yes.
Who, Russell? No, Russell owes me a lot more than that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
Russell was in Back to the Beach, wasn't he?
I don't know.
You should know this. You're his manager.
How long ago was that?
80s.
No, I didn't start managing him until the
Dennis says
90s.
that, Johnny, your cup has been empty
Yeah,
for too long. so you
DJ
have to
Bounce
take care
called
of
me
that.
out. Well, guess what? Now we are having a hala colada.
Oh yes, the Hawaiian one, right?
Right. The name hala kaliki or kahiki. Why did I say kaliki? Is that
You know, you're
uh,
thinking
the
of that
song
song.
from Christmas Vacation.
yeah.
Yes.
Hala kahiki. It originates from the Hawaiian words for pineapple. This is a sweet and refreshing beer at 4.8%.
Wait, what beer is that?
Hala colada.
Who makes it?
Rivertown?
Oh, that's the one with the fish on the can.
Yes.
Okay.
Rivertown? Yes, Rivertown Brewing out of PA.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is
Very
really
good, yeah.
It definitely is very very pineapple forward flavor to it.
Yep.
Very sweet, but not overwhelmingly
Yeah.
sweet.
Yep. Are the Yankees losing yet?
Uh,
Fuck.
Tell me you're not a Yankees fan.
The Yankees is Satan's team.
Thank you.
I
knew it all along.
You're in good company. Brian, I don't know how you
Is it Brian Walsh with a weird name?
Yeah, it's Brian Walsh.
Why did he change his name?
I don't know why he changed it, but he said that you're putting the tan in. And Zach Fox asks if is it true Melvin is playing Pennywise in part 2?
No. We were just talking about Melvin on the way here.
Now, Melvin is a longtime character that Bobby has played as a comedian over the years.
I could do the voice right now, but it's not the same without the glasses and the Melvin shirt. And
Right.
Melvin
Definitely
pumpkin.
not.
That's so funny. We were just talking about that on the way here.
And it's
How
been a
much
while since Melvin has come out.
Yeah, because I was saying how much I made a character so obnoxious that I hate playing him. Like, I go out and say to him, I'm not doing it. I've lied to so many comedians and fans that have said, "Oh, please come bring Melvin back."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it at I think it was the benefit show I did at Irish Wolf. I'm like, all right, Melvin's coming back, and then like a week later or a week before the show, I'm like, there's no way I'm not going on stage. Because I used to I smashed VHS tapes on stage. I jumped through tables. I think I almost caught on fire at Clam Diggers.
Oh, you said to turn around and do the voice.
No,
Who asked?
it's probably Zach.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
All right, what does he want me to say as
Wolf,
Melvin?
Brian Wolf.
Yeah.
Brian Wolf.
All right, what should I say? I'll do it.
Yeah, Melvin is pretty infamous in terms of local comedy. That's for sure.
Oh my God! I heard about Melvin.
There is a video of we were filming for Electric City TV and it never got finished. Well, it never got edited or whatever. But we tried to do a comedy show, and then I took a cordless microphone and went out into the streets as Melvin. I think I went into the backyard ale house. I was dancing with people. Actually, I don't want to see the video. It's probably awful.
He said to tell Rich he rides a bee to work.
That's my joke. Is that Brian again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. When I came, I took maybe like a year and a half off from doing stand up, and then my return was when you guys were at the Woodlands.
Yeah.
It was the NEPA's Got Talent. I don't know what the name of it was then.
It was just the NEPA scene open mic.
NEPA scene open mic, and I came back and did comedy for the first time in almost 2 years, and I just roasted Rich. I'm like, thank you, Rich, for putting the show on. Here's a list of things to imagine Rich Howell's doing. And one of them was Rich Howell's riding a bee to work. Rich Howell's selling an owl on eBay. Owls.
I remember that.
I like that.
I think I met you at that
I like that.
I met Russell at that show. I knew Satan before that.
That's gold. You should do that. Owls.
My wife still jokes about that. We'll like be in the store sometimes and see something with an owl on it. And she'll like point at it and be like,
Well,
"Don't even fucking say it."
I thought you were pissed off at me for like a year because you used to post like the day after or a week after you would post photos from the event and you didn't post a picture of me. But it turned out I later found out you shot a video during my set.
Yeah.
And I just saw all the photos and there wasn't one of me and I was like, oh, did I piss him off? And then I came back and did it again.
I didn't film it the second time.
Was it the first or
Brittany.
second?
It was the first time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I didn't film it the second time. I should still do that. Well, you know, I want to talk about your the films that you've done as well.
Okay.
The short films and stuff. So when was the first one that you did?
Well, technically, it would be just messing around with a video camera when I was younger in like 1997.
Yeah.
I basically made a rip-off of Creepshow called Spook Fest, and from there just made like little short things. Like the most that was ever done with it was I played it in like my 7th grade class for the kids, and then Deatherman I made in 2012 was actually like a tribute to to myself making movies like that. It was more that than shot on video tribute. It was a little bit of both, and that was basically that's a movie about a killer weatherman. One day I'll make a sequel.
I remember seeing that. It was a great. It was fun. You know,
Thank
it was
you.
fun and it was cool to see so many like local locations in it. And stuff. It was
Yeah,
one of
we
the-
tried to do
If you
that.
live in Scranton, you know, it's one of those things where you go, I know where that was shot, and I know where
Speaking
that was
of that,
shot.
like we shot a whole movie at Leahy Family Fun Park. I did Mini Golf Massacre.
That's right.
And
yeah.
they were doing the haunted mini golf, and I knew there'd be a lot of kids there. They wanted to show a movie, so I was like, all right, well, do like a kid-friendly movie. And then we ended up, I think there was more blood in that than Deatherman, though. But we just, there's no bad language or whatever. And
Yeah.
it was really cool. The premiere, we had like maybe 50 or 60 kids like show up, not kids, people show up to watch the movie, but then like hundreds of people in line, like seeing bits and pieces of it. I thought that was really cool, like seeing a dad with shitty October legs with his kids, looking at the movie and getting pissed. He's mad that the kids like the movie. No, that was really cool. That was one of my favorite screenings I've ever been to, was just sitting outside in October at a haunted mini golf with a movie that I made playing on a screen. That was really neat.
Hopefully, some kid saw that and was like, I want to get into horror movies. I want to watch
That or went home and killed his family.
Yeah, either one.
I approve.
I hope that
I approve.
happened. No, seriously, that would be awesome if that was the reason. Like if that had any impact at all
Yeah.
on anyone's, that would be.
Because,
cool.
I mean, you go to mini golf, it's probably the last place you expect to see a horror movie.
They did a good job when they were doing that too. I remember it was Eric Jones was running it. Eric and his wife, and PJ Leahy, but Eric mainly ran it. And I remember he like jumped out and he had a real chainsaw, was dressed as Leatherface and chased like these teenage girls, and I
wow.
jumped. They did a really good job, but then I think they went towards more like for like young little kids, so it was like really like G-rated. So I stopped going. They still played my movie though. No, they're awesome up there.
Were these like a horror comedy sort of feel to them?
I think everything I've done has been horror comedy so far. I haven't done anything since probably 2014. I was teaming up with Voyager Video and a friend of mine that I work with, and we were about to shoot a short film that promotes the film festival, and then we had everything mapped out, and we had a day to shoot, and then somebody canceled, and then this happened, that happened, everything just fell apart. Look who it is! Hi!
Hi, hail you. Hail
Walking
you.
in like an Aunt
Oh,
Margaret.
hello.
I'm Lucifer. You can call me Louie.
We've met.
Okay.
And many times, me and the
Chug it.
devil, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I-
and this
I-
is usually involved.
Real.
Lucifer.
Do you want a
Nice
glass?
to see you.
No.
Oh.
No, she
no.
doesn't.
No.
Give her a chance. Do it.
That was actually a good. That was a good.
That's it.
Oh. Satan, how are you?
Good.
It's been too long. You're
Yeah,
good,
no.
right?
Now I had a few of these.
Did you?
Are you an angel?
I used to be.
Oh, okay.
That's a good thing you
Oh,
said
me
that.
too.
He was gonna ask
Me
Rich,
too.
are you an angel?
Sorry I'm late.
It's all right, Ellie. Hey, you still made it.
Yeah.
I could have created a portal, but
I was wondering
No
what
one
you
told
were,
me.
what you were going to wear.
no. I went formal.
Suits.
Yeah. That's actually perfect.
Yeah, I need to make some sales.
And where did you find, I guess you just grew those yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't stare too hard.
I won't. I'll try.
Get horny.
Twice.
So, what
She
do we-
messed it the first time.
Oh yeah.
No, give her the
No,
tip.
she was
And I got
streaming.
2 horns.
Give her the tip.
She's got the point.
Give her the tip.
She's got the point.
Someone's gonna protest the show now.
I can't believe he said, give her the tip. Girl, you don't have to give him the tip.
I don't care.
So what are we chatting about?
Well, Satan's a big fan
I
of
forget.
puns.
Yes.
Oh, what?
I hate puns.
Puns.
Oh.
I hate puns.
He's
I love
super into
puns.
it.
I don't think
Hate
I'm any
them.
good at them.
Now, Russell doesn't do puns. My client, Russell, he doesn't do puns.
Right.
But I'm a fan of puns. And my favorite comic does puns.
Which one's that?
Check out Joe.
Oh, yes.
He's not too into what I do, but I appreciate him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's cool that you can be that open-minded.
Check out Joe.
How can I check him out?
I have
Check
not
out
seen
Joe,
him
huh?
in years.
Check out Joe.
I s-
That's not a real person.
Elliot tells me he sees him at Wegmans once in a while.
Oh, yeah, he's still there.
Who's Check Out Joe?
Is that Fast Orange's new name?
No.
The new Kevin Lepko. Check out
No,
Joe.
Joe Bryan.
Oh, never mind.
He is an actual real person.
Yeah, I just remembered.
He was a, well,
He's a
still,
real. No, he's a real person.
Yes. He's a comedian.
No,
who-
I've seen him at
who
Thirsties,
does,
I think.
Yeah,
That's right.
he does checkout humor, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, that's right. I thought this was leading up to a pun.
Do you know that, side note, they have grocery bagging competitions? Like
they?
national grocery, I don't know why, checkout, I just figured like checking out.
Oh, is that why you're late?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Just a little side note. Not important.
Well, Brittany,
Well, that
you
is
got to jump
important.
right in. We were talking about horror films.
Yes.
What do you have to add to this conversation?
I enjoy them.
Good.
Good. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay.
The first one I ever saw was The Exorcist. I remember
Cool.
when I was little, I used to say to my dad, I was like, I don't want to watch a movie unless there's a little girl in it that I can relate to. And like, I would always say that. And I was like 7 years old, and I was like, Dad, well, is there? He's like, you got to watch The Exorcist. It's on tonight. And I was like, okay, but is there a little girl in it? And he's like, yes. So he made me watch The Exorcist. And I'll never be the same.
And the first one that really like disturbed me in any way was The Shining.
Yeah.
You know, that was actually like, because horror movies didn't really scare me per se, but like that like really creeped me out.
It is creepy. That's like haunting in your dreams.
Yeah, it
The
does.
Exorcist
It makes
is
you,
The Exorcist is just disturbing, like,
yeah.
You get used to
Visually.
The Exorcist though, but then you
Right.
take a break from it, and then it's just as scary.
Right.
Because I
When I-
remember like kind of like laughing at it, and then I watched it. I watched it again recently, and I'm like, this is still so good. This is incredible, so good. So
I remember like watching it again a few years later, like, whoa, how did I watch this when I was 7 years old and not completely be institutionalized?
So many people
That,
still
it did
do
bother
not-
me for a long time. And then you were in the school play with me that Jason Miller showed up to.
That's right.
We didn't just show up; he was invited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him. I had a mohawk too. I remember we did this anti-drinking and drugs school play, and Jason Miller came, and he was wasted. And we talked to him about
As
The
he
Exorcist
usually
for
was.
like 35 minutes. And
At a
he was
school
probably
play.
thinking- on during the play. We didn't stop.
I like this
You
guy. I
laugh
want to book
like
him.
Satan would laugh. That's a perfect Lucifer laugh.
Lucifer
I-
laugh. That should be a comedy.
Call me
club.
Louie.
I just picture
Call
like
me
South
Louis.
Park Satan.
Boff.
He wants a Ferrari cake.
I wish I had the foresight then to like, you know, ask him for an autograph or a picture or something like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he
Didn't
did.
think
He
of that.
signed our friend Mike's House on Haunted Hill poster when he was drunk because he thought he was in it. He either thought he was in it or he thought it was The Exorcist, but he grabbed it from him and went, "Oh, I'm in this," and signed it. He still has it. It's one of the funniest things. He was awesome though. Just the brief encounters I had with him because I think I was too young to really know him.
Right, yeah, to really appreciate who he
Mhm.
was, you know, and what he meant to the area. And people, I think people still walk by the bust in downtown Scranton and still have no idea
Yeah.
who he is or, you know, why it's there or anything
Yeah.
else. But we did have a couple more. Oh, Chelsea Z asked, she's still waiting for a prank phone call horror movie. That would be interesting, because you
It's
did...
called I Saw What You Did, William Castle. Go watch it.
Hail Chelsea.
You did some prank calls back in the day.
Yeah, I still do them.
Yeah.
33. I started to record them. I was trying to prank call Damien the Magician from Scranton, and he won't answer his phone. I've been trying to call you for a year to prank you. I'm just going to tell you what I was going to do. All right, so I got a magician's phone number, and I was going to call him and pretend I was one of his friends, and I was hoping he would answer the phone. I was like, Damien, you need to get to Walgreens in West Scranton right now. Someone's here pretending to be you. And I wanted to see how he would react to the thought. Okay, I'm a magician. I've been in the area for 30-some years. And someone's at Walgreens doing my act. And like I found an old VHS tape of one of his acts from a birthday party, and I wrote down his tricks. And I was gonna say, he's doing this, he's doing this, but he won't answer his
That
phone.
was like very informed.
It is.
Oh. But yeah.
These aren't just amateur pranks.
Oh no, I go all out. I gotta release that. I'm trying to think. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head
We
that
used
I've
to
done.
prank the Army recruiting office because you could say anything and they just want you to sign up and like keep you on the phone. So like I would say the most ridiculous stuff. Like now, like thinking back, like wow, like I should not have said half that shit. Like I remember being like, can't I just like get a fucking uniform and like just go over there and start fucking doing shit? 'Cause you don't think, like you guys are doing shit. Or like I was saying like, why don't I just sign up and take your job and do what you're doing? Nothing. Like talking shit. And they were like, well, you could do that. Like they're just trying to keep you on the
They're
phone.
just trying to keep...
It's like, how did I not get in trouble?
Here's a fun one to do. you call like Friendly's or Denny's or a family restaurant, and like, "Man, this is really embarrassing, but my son, he says that he left it there, but I don't think that he did. We were just in there a half hour ago. Can you just check and see if there's a duck mask on the floor?" And they look. No, there's nothing here. And I said, "What isn't there?" And they say, "A duck mask." And that's if you could get them to say a duck mask, you win. But you can. That's one that you can reuse over and over again. With my permission. That's my favorite one to do. Oh, there was a strip club in there was an ad for a strip club that said that they'll pick you up, I guess like an Uber, and I prank called the guy. It said like, "Call Steve," and I called him and I said I left I think I said duck mask again. I'm like, I really need that mask back, man. I kept calling. I just do this like, I don't want to talk about levels. I've been on this show twice, but I pranked levels once, and I said that I was on a party bus that broke down for a bachelor party. I'm like, "Hey man, we're at Goodfellas and we're wasted and we just broke down. We're walking to Levels. Is that okay?" And the girl was like, "Yeah, sure, it's okay." I'm like, "We won't cause any trouble. We're only gonna stay on one level." It's gonna and they stayed on the phone with them for probably 40 minutes.
The best is when you keep them on the phone.
And then you could tell when they put you on speaker and they're like calling their friends over to listen. I also when there was that stupid boxing match a month or so ago, and I called every bar in Scranton. Just went, "You got that fight?" I called a bar in Westside. I won't say what bar it was, but I asked. I'm like, "Oh, I know you guys have that boxing match tonight at like midnight. Can I bring my 7-month-old infant?" And they said yes. "Yeah, but he might be rattled by the noise." "Oh, I'm bringing him." I felt bad that they actually answered me. But yeah, you can bring babies to bars in Westside. You can bring #bring-babies.
#bring your baby. Stay for
Boxing babies.
In the bar. Babies in the bar. I approve of babies in a bar.
That's what the film fest is. Either that or a babies just break out into a fight in the middle. After all the work I've done, baby.
People start throwing like money down. I knew I had to come and make it here because I just knew it would be like a bunch of giggles.
Now everyone gets serious.
Yeah.
Let's talk about painting.
You want to pop open that last one
Oh,
before we get
Rich,
going?
Jesus.
Poppers.
Come on. Let's go. We only got a
That was
couple
pretty
minutes
loud.
left.
Awesome.
My face gets real hot when I'm on that show.
Oh, I was so nervous the first year I did it, and then this year much more relaxed.
Yeah.
All right.
It's easier.
Yeah.
Brian
This
asks,
show doesn't.
what upcoming horror
This
movie
shit.
looks like it's worth a shit aside from the festival?
That's coming up.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, that's coming out. I don't know, but I would recommend Get Out. I heard It Comes at Night is really good. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Get Out was awesome.
Get Out is amazing. I really like that.
That looks scary.
I think It Comes at Night was fucking awful.
Oh, really?
I think I watched it. It's fucking bad.
Really?
But I liked it. So
Really?
My
You
fucking
hate it.
phone
I
died.
hated it. Yeah, we talked about
My
that.
fucking
for
phone
way
died.
I figured you would.
So you can't introduce this last one, but
I can't introduce one of the 72 beers on tap at Beer Boys. My wife claims I don't need a fucking new phone, but my phone dies at 20%. All the time.
You're acting like your wife's listening.
She is. She is.
Oh, you can see her on there?
I could see that she,
It's tuned in.
joined the conversation.
We don't have those in
Pretending.
hell.
My wife does not listen because she doesn't give a shit. She's like, I hear enough of this NEPA Sheen shit every day. I
Sheen
don't
and
need
Charlie
to
Sheen.
I don't
Sheen,
need
the
this
NEPA
shit.
Sheen.
I don't need this
Yo,
shit.
this.
Hail your wife.
I know that this is a beer from the Randall at Beer Boys. You can only get it at Beer Boys. I can smell the ginger already.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting because it's Little Heaven. It's a session IPA that has 4 different hops in it,
You want a glass?
with a taste of
Okay.
passion fruit, grapefruit, and apricots. But what's interesting is that at Beer Boys they have a Randall, which I wasn't aware that this thing existed. But it's a machine that you put the beer through and you can infuse it with whatever you like. So they specifically made a version that has ginger and lemons
Remember
in
when I tried to make you
it,
chug
which
that
you can
Jack
only get
Daniels?
there. So
Yeah, I wish I did.
I'm assuming this will have a lot of
I
ginger
love
and
it.
lemon flavor.
Can we infuse Neil Trama into it?
Is he on Rock 107?
Yes. I want to infuse a beer with Neil. I actually have a horror movie that he made in elementary school called The Phantom, and he has a towel over his head and he's dancing in his kitchen singing, "I'm a phantom, doo 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 doo." Ask him about that.
I will.
I grew up with this.
This is different.
Yeah.
Well, I just cooked tonight with Blue Apron, so my hands smell like ginger
Oh, okay.
and garlic.
So you've had your fill of ginger.
I'm done with
today.
ginger.
I like this beer.
It's good.
Yeah, this is really good. And I would think it's probably, even though it sounds good as it is, it sounds like it's an improvement over, just a typical,
Ginger beer?
4.8 IPA.
Not your daddy's ginger.
It tones down the IPA taste a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're not into the hoppier
I'm gonna do
IPAs,
promos, not
this
high
is
school's
actually
film
good for you.
studio.
Not your high school root beer.
Jess Mione asks, what childhood horror character did you all relate to growing up?
The
Wow,
Monster
that's a good
Squad.
one.
Everyone in the Monster Squad.
Yes. That is a solid answer.
Relate to.
Well, I,
Yes.
Up yours with a toilet lawnmower.
I definitely thought that I was Drew Barrymore in E.T., if she counts.
I probably
I would've
thought I was
guessed
one of
that.
the Frog Brothers from the
I actually
Lost
looked
Boys.
exactly like her in that.
Because
movie when
that's
I was
that's
little.
another one I used to watch all the time was the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
I loved Corey Feldman. His name is actually Bobby Keller in Dream a Little Dream.
Oh, that's funny.
Then I met him in real life and I told him my name and he didn't give a shit.
We've been like waiting like so long for like that moment.
I waited.
He goes,
Ooh, that's interesting, man.
And then walk away.
You're a
First time
glass
I ever
frog.
got really stoned in high school was watching that movie.
The Lost Boys?
Yeah, and I was so high for the first time ever, and it was during that movie. And I didn't smoke much, so you get like toasted. And I was like watching the movie, and I just thought the whole movie was just like a sequence of like them going, ah, and then that was it.
What did you smoke?
Might have been PCP.
Asshole.
Just kidding. It was definitely old-fashioned marijuana.
Old fashioned.
That's all they do in that movie.
We also need to make
Watch it
sure we
again.
give
Marijuana
away
was
those-
that
Oh,
Mexican
maybe
tobacco.
when they stake Marco and the blood's shooting on them excessively.
It was just the whole movie of them just going, ah. I swear.
I want to go real quick
No,
before
there
you
are a
go.
couple
Yep.
scenes of that happen. Getting mad. That's not the whole movie. I'm never doing this show again.
Amanda, if you're watching or listening, it is now a hashtag on Facebook. Get Johnny a new phone. So
We got to make that trend.
please, for the love of God,
Is your phone dead now?
it's been 20%.
20 years.
20%.
Oh, I thought you said
Dead.
20 years this thing's been dead.
It's been dead for 20.
You're still dialing with the old dial. We should give out those tickets. I think because he commented quite a bit and he asked for them. Maybe Dan Weller
Sure.
should win those tickets.
Oh, sure.
Hail Dan. Hail you, Dan.
All right, so Dan Weller, if you're still listening, or we'll catch this after if you tuned out already, that you have won the tickets for tomorrow night. He actually said when we were talking about Weird Al that he walked past him on Public Square down
Wait,
here
he
in
walked
2000.
past Weird Al. I'm taking the tickets back.
While we were campaigning for Nader and the Green Party, so we gave him literature and he thanked us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Weird Al just seems like the most kind, like courteous person. He seems like he would be.
I
He
would
does
hope
have like
so,
a very
yeah.
friendly, kind vibe.
Yeah, he seems like he would be genuine if you went up to him.
Yeah.
And
Right.
wouldn't be a dick.
He's not on my list of souls.
He's not a My Little Pony. That's what I thought you were going to say, so I just said it out loud.
Bobby, you're going to be on my list.
Good.
I just saw a notification.
Well,
Naughty.
part-
The
When
naughty
do I
list.
die?
The Yankees
You'd
are-
make a good roommate, Bobby.
Right.
I think you'd make a
He's not
good
good.
roommate.
In hell?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, 'cause
Do you
you're
have
a
posters?
Fuck you, Freddy.
Do you have Netflix?
No, there's no Netflix in hell.
You have space.
It's hell.
Do you have Spaceballs?
You had to ask that? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Can we watch Spaceballs?
Yes.
Good.
I actually like Spaceballs.
Sign me up.
Okay. I'll watch it with you, Bobby.
I like that Just Meone question, though. Did anyone else answer? We're all just kind of screaming.
I don't know if I
Oh, my favorite! I don't even watch
There's your
horror
answer.
movies. Fuck horror movies. I don't need an idol.
Did we do the Melvin
Jason
yet?
doesn't have a chainsaw.
Is that it? That's it?
Halloween 3 sucks.
All right, I'm done. Halloween 3 does not suck. Melvin said that.
Which one was that?
Season of the Witch with the Halloween masks.
That was the one without Michael
Tom
Myers in
Atkins.
it.
That was fucking
The
terrible.
one without Michael Graves.
Oh, it's Michael Myers. I'd say Michael Myers.
That was real weird. At the Toy Factory, right, or whatever. Yeah, that was fucking real
The
weird.
best one.
It's not the best.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Honestly,
it is.
can
I didn't
can
understand
say
it when
my
I
favorite
first saw
scary
it.
movie, and you guys aren't gonna like
Scream
it.
2.
Scream 1, 2, and 3.
Good. What about 4? 4's good.
I do
Scream
like
5
it.
is
And honest to
spectacular.
God,
I
I'm gonna
love
say
the
this too,
Scream
and I
movies.
don't care who doesn't like it.
How about Saw?
I didn't like Saw. I liked the Scream TV show.
I never watched it.
Never saw
I
it.
didn't like the
I
mask.
liked it.
I didn't see it. I heard it was good though.
I love Scream.
See, that's the thing is,
I was the Ghostface Killer once for Halloween.
if you're like a hardcore horror fan and you're like, go to the conventions and stuff like that, they have very differing opinions as opposed to your average person who just goes to see movies and happens to see a horror movie every once
Halloween
in a while.
3 is getting cool though.
It is
much more
starting
appreciated.
to get its own thing now because what they were trying to do with that was they were going to turn it into an anthology series.
Mhm.
They're going to say, okay, Michael Myers' story is over now. We
Yeah, he
did
was
2
dead
movies
in
on
part
him.
2.
So let's do a different Halloween movie every couple of years, and it's a completely different. It'll take place on Halloween, but maybe has
And it would still be
different
produced
themes
by
and
John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, and possibly written by them too. It would have been
Right.
so good. I would love to know what else they would have done, but at the same time, I am a fan of Halloween 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And H2O actually.
stuff. Sure.
But it took me a while because I didn't like Halloween 4 and 5 for the longest time, and maybe like 3 years ago, I watched Halloween Part 4 on AMC, and I'm like, this is actually really good. So
It's interesting that they're doing a new one with Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back to the role, which H2O
Yeah.
was supposed to be the send off.
but then they brought her back for Resurrection, and she
right
got
to
killed.
like kill her off for 2 seconds.
But I
which
like
was
how
really
H2O
dumb.
ended if she killed Michael Myers, but then
Right.
they added that whole stupid thing that it was
What's the one
somebody
with
else.
Sherry?
Yeah, that was really
That's
dumb.
the remake with Rob
So now
Zombie.
they're doing a new
That's
one
not
with her in
considered-
it.
Yeah.
And
considered-
it's supposed to
It's a
completely
Halloween
go
movie,
over the
but
other
it's-
ones,
it's
like
completely different.
as
It
if
doesn't follow the same
H2O and all
timeline.
those
It's
never
a
happened.
I see.
So it's like, why would you do that again? Essentially, they're taking it back. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
and people
those
are
didn't
excited
happen
about
or-
it like it never happened. Like, oh, finally! Like they did that in
Right.
1997, and it was awesome.
Right.
Especially for that time period, because it was
Oh,
around
yeah, I
like, the
rem-
Scream. I know you did last summer, Faculty. I love that whole.
I
slasher
thought
genre from the
H2O
late
was great.
90s.
Yeah, it fit into that era of
Yeah.
movies very well.
I enjoy it.
I
I
don't-
try to watch it every Halloween. I'll make it a point to watch the original Part 2 and H2O. Try to watch them all in order.
Right, because they're the only ones that really fit together for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching sci-fi. I think it was last night, and there was a Freddy movie on, and it started with like this house spinning and shit.
Spinning?
And I said to my wife, "Is this the fucking Wizard of Oz?"
Oh, that's Freddy's Dead.
Yeah, I'm like, and she's like, "Yeah, it's this." I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Oh man, I love that movie. I'm actually going to the Palace Theater in Syracuse this weekend to see every Nightmare on Elm Street on 35mm film.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to be so fun. They did it with Halloween last year. They only went up to 5 though. But they're showing. I'm probably going to leave after New Nightmare though.
Yeah,
I'm not watching
that's a
Freddy
long
versus
a long
Jason.
night.
Yeah, it's fun though. I love doing stuff like that.
I was going to ask you to be on Russell's show Saturday, but then I saw you doing that. I asked Ray, and then Ray's going to that too.
Ray's not coming back from that.
Well, Ray didn't win the tickets, so he
Good.
can't go.
Ooh, got scalpers.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's so.
Brian says Russell bought 24 tickets to scalp.
Oh, I thought you meant like legit. Somebody was like, I have some.
Russell's not that evil.
Oh, Dan tuned in and he said, "Hey, thanks guys. We'll see you tomorrow." So cool.
You know,
Awesome.
he said, "Thanks, guys. Fuck those tickets."
Give them to Chelsea.
All right, so I guess we'll wrap up then. Thank you
Mummy
everybody
style.
who tuned in and hung out with us for a little bit and talked horror movies. If you have tickets, go tomorrow and let us know how it was. We'll post the rest of the podcast tomorrow and everything. And you want to consume it in other ways, but otherwise we'll be past the date by the time some people will hear this.
Yeah.
Oh, and
But,
dress up in Halloween costumes if you come. I don't know. Just do that.
Just do it.
Just do it anyway. There'll be one person that shows up in costume.
Yeah,
Can you
me,
do that?
Al.
Is that okay to do?
I don't know.
I don't think it. I feel like it's not.
Really?
Anymore.
Oh, because of him. All right, don't dress up because one pussy ruined it for everyone. Not you.
Not you.
Can I plug some of my client shows?
Absolutely.
I got to check my phone.
Yeah, there's a few that Russell has coming up that
Yeah, Russell
you should
and,
check
and
out.
some of his friends. Tomorrow, Russell's at NCC and Northampton Community College in the Monroe area campus. Let's see, Saturday, it's Russell's going to be at the Irish Wolf. It's going to start around 8:30. And let's see, Russell's buddy JT Habersat's going to be at the Alternative Art Gallery in Allentown, and I think that starts around like 6:30 or something. And let's see, and then October 21st, Russell's going to be at the Keys. Let's see. There's so many-
Deletes all of it.
Oh wait.
You probably get bad reception here. I
Yeah,
imagine you get better
it's better in
reception
hell,
in
yeah.
It's better now.
So November 10th, Russell's going to be at Matty B's in Binghamton, and that's going to be mostly dudes that are into punk rock. Elliott's going to be on it, and some of those other Binghamton guys are in that area, and that's all I have for now.
Nice.
Keep us posted.
We will.
Tell Russell hi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iron Horse says you can actually wear costumes.
Yes.
Just no masks or weapons.
Okay.
No weapons. Well, I
So-
can't even get into my own show. Just kidding. That's cool.
You have to say that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and thank you for watching the feed last night. We had a very long night at the open mic that we do at the V Spot, and a lot of people tuned in and commented. So we appreciate you watching local talent. We had a really great night last night. And
No threats?
No, it was
threats?
actually the opposite,
Good,
which was really
good,
cool.
Wait, what
Dan
happened?
Hoppel, who got harassed by a fucking asshole who had a little too much to drink.
I put spiders in his glove
Last
box. Yeah.
Good, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
so
what
happened to
much,
Dan?
'cause he didn't come back. So
I
he
wanna-
got
I watched the
heckled
video.
last week, and then
There's
this
a video of it?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then this week he won the audience vote. So obviously,
Good.
you know, it wasn't him. It was just this guy who had nothing better to do than heckle people. And
He
shit.
didn't heckle Russell, but he wanted to buy Crush Adderall off of Russell.
He kept mentioning Adderall through the entire thing. So I'm thinking, okay, this guy is high
That's
as
because
fuck.
Russell mentioned it during his opening line.
Oh,
I love that when a
Russell was there?
comedian-
Yeah.
When a comedian makes a joke about drugs, and then there's always that one person in the audience that comes up to you and goes, "Were you serious about? You serious about that coke?" Yeah, let's go. I miss doing stand up.
Well, for the first time in a while, we actually had to turn away people. I actually had to
Wow.
cut it off.
With a
'Cause
That's awesome.
We hit 22 performers, and I'm like, all right, if we do any more than that, because we were an
That doesn't
hour
make any
over our
sense.
normal time.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, we can't do any more.
Like
So
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
That's
so-
awesome. That means it's growing.
So it's,
Yeah,
yes, take 'em-
absolutely.
stay- well, you're at a great venue, great
Yeah.
stage. I think you're in a better spot. It's really good.
V spot, some might say.
The V
Yes.
spot, yeah, you're at the V spot.
So please come next Tuesday. It's much better in person. It's much more fun to hang out with everybody and have a couple drinks and enjoy the show and stuff. It's a completely different experience than it is just watching on the live stream. But thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And Bobby, we'll see you tomorrow at the NEPA Horror Film Festival.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah,
This was
absolutely. And thank you to Satan for
Hail
taking time
you.
out of your busy schedule.
I appreciate it. Hail you.
You've been very busy lately.
Actually, most of that's not my fault.
Okay.
It's not my
Thanks
fault.
so much for tuning in.
But someone's on my list.
Shut them down. Shut them down.
A fucking orange demon who is
All right, we'll see you later.
See ya.
Have a good night, everybody.